Yep. Brian, after the 4-0 win down in Los Angeles a couple weeks ago, what kind of different Galaxy team do you expect to see just in terms of level of effort, perhaps revenge, to tomorrow and next time?
They're going to be a much different team because, you know, that game, they were coming off some heavy rotations, heavy games played. They had 1 day less rest, if I remember correctly. And so, you know, that was not the Galaxy that, you know, that Greg rolls out there on a normal basis. We just got on top of them early and were able to score timely goals. I fully expect a different look, but our objectives are still the same. We're going to try and do the things that we're good at and, you know, try and take the game to them.
The attacking pieces that they haven't had cancel the others. What challenges will they pose to your defense, you know, when they get rolling offense?
Nothing that Nuhu can't handle or hasn't seen before. You know, when we attack, we're certainly very cognizant of Paintsill in the open field. He is a tremendous attacker. Well, they're all tremendous attackers. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, our matchups are pretty good there.
I believe we'll go to Zoom now. Adrian Rodriguez, go ahead.
We're getting there. You can talk a little louder, please.
Okay. No, I got it. The pivots are going to be critical in this game because that was one of the areas that we did very well down there. You know, they obviously have a very experienced guy in there, and Reus comes up in different spots. So Christian and Obed looking behind their shoulders, covering the ground, being able to press in the right moments, yes, but they also have to make sure they're clean, attacking wise, so that we can establish possession.
Thank you. What will be the difference between this match and the last one, where that beats their current opponent 4-0? Thank you so much.
Yes, the match is going to be completely different. Like I said earlier, I expect the Galaxy to be very motivated, well rested, and well coached.
Apologies, coach, for the technical difficulty. We'll now go to Alex Ruiz. Go ahead, Alex.
Hi, Coach. Thank you for your time. You know, you and Greg obviously meeting again. It almost kind of feels like Batman Joker-ish. Do you kind of approach these games differently, knowing that, you know, the other side and Greg, he's kind of seen all your looks. He's kind of familiar with what you do. You guys have battled for about a decade now. Does it kind of change your approach as a coach tactically in a way? Thank you.
Not really, because look, he does a great job getting the best out of the players he has on his roster. And I think I do the same thing, or I try to do the same thing. We'll have some shifts and changes ready in case, you know, they throw us a curveball, and, you know, whether Sheeta can play or the center forward can play, or do they play Reus false nine? We'll have Paintsill as a 9. We'll have contingencies in place. And then obviously we have a process if the game's not going in our favor of what our possible solutions are. But, you know, from the outset of the game, I think it's just getting your team to play to the best of their ability. And I think Greg does the same.
Jeremiah Oshan, we'll go to you.
Yeah, Brian, did Danny Leva's performance on Sunday do anything to sort of alter your perception of your options at the number 10 spot?
Sure. Gives us a chance to move Jesus back to the right if I feel necessary. Danny played extremely well up there, and it was a good performance.
And I guess if you could just, what ways do they interpret that role differently, Jesus and Danny?
Well, they're just different personalities, different players. I mean, Danny likes the ball. He values possession. He can make a final pass, but I think Jesus finds a little bit more of that final pass. I think he's more leaning towards where Albert is on that scale of things. But Danny's a really good connector. He can take the ball in tight areas. Jesus is similar there. Jesus might have natural instincts inside the penalty box because he's played as a 9 for parts of his career. So, you know, there's subtle differences, but you know, that's normal.
Felipe Maqueda, you can ask your question, please.
Yeah, thank you. Coach Brian, now leagues play and Leagues Cup plays in different tournaments. Now you are visiting to LA Galaxy. You're getting out of Lumen Field. How do you expect the environment? We know that this is different energy, different tournament. And then how do you expect the LA Galaxy? You just said that they're going to be motivated, but knowing that you won't have Danny Musovsky, Jordan Morris we know is injured. How do you have the players that you need to score goals?
Felipe, we've been saying this for a long time. It's always the next man up. We're not focused on who's not playing. We're actually focused on who is actually be on the field. And the atmosphere in LA is always a good one. I enjoy going down to the Galaxy. It's a beautiful stadium. It'll be a beautiful evening and hopefully an entertaining soccer match.
And the last one on Zoom, we'll go to Rodrigo Serrano, please.
Hey, Coach, thank you for your time. There's a lot of new rivalries in the MLS, but how healthy it is to have the Galaxy and the Seattle facing again. It's a historic rivalry, two of the greatest teams in MLS, and also how healthy it is to have guys like Marco Reus come into the league performing at a very high level, and they're like makes your job harder.
Sure. Müller, Son, Royce, they've all played at the highest levels. Then you sprinkle in young, exciting players like Paint, Pencil, Ricky Pugh. Then you have our franchise, who obviously is a very proud franchise with big players throughout the years. This group is a little different because I think the collective is what makes us very strong. And so the rivalry is a good one. You know, they had the better of us in the early years, but I think, you know, over the last couple of years, obviously not last year in the semifinal, but, you know, we've had some success down there in LA and we want to keep going there.
A couple more, then Alan's gonna go for it. Brian, the importance of not just pace, but pace and breaking that first line, how important is that in your attack?
Well, it's pace running ahead of the ball, but it's also the vision to pass the ball into space so that you can use our athleticism. We'll look to get behind them as often as we can.
Brian, one of some general injury updates, Albert, JP, Jordan, Diablo.
They participated in warm-up today, so they're getting closer.